Hello guys, my name is Archarom and welcome to the Challenger series. I'll be your play-by-play caster of the day since we are going to cast every single game from the Challenger series. And yes, I told you we because together with me I have Jivas, the amazing color caster.
Hello, how you doing, my friend?
I believe it's too early in the morning, but
it is, but
it's an awesome
we're doing this. We are doing this. Anyway, it's going to be Dignitas EU on the blue side versus Origen on the red side. I don't pronounce that correctly, but I don't have a Spanish tongue, so I don't really care too that much. And I'll just roll with it. Anyway, Ari, Morgana, and Nidalee ban can all be mid laners actually, so Dignitas EU is definitely focusing on that mid/top lane as well. Nidalee can go into the jungle, and Morgana, of course. So as plays a pretty good Morgana, has had a lot of success with it so far in the Challenger series. And Cassiopeia, Zed, LeBlanc also have a mid lane focus towards Dignitas EU. Xanxes has had great performance as well. So what the first pick will be? What do you think?
Well, we do have Lissandra open, we do have Maokai and Nan as well, and there we go. Wonderware is going to take that Lissandra to the top lane, and what will Soas bring into the table? This is awkward, because Soas has been playing Morgana non-stop on the Challenger series, and he's been doing a heck of a job with it.
Yeah, also guys, this is patch 5.4. So Kassadin has seen the nerfs, that's why we don't see it banned, neither picked. I think that players have been stopping to pick it that often. And yeah, Lissandra is actually the only flex pick open on the table, so Dignitas EU immediately take it away. But Rek'Sai, of course, being that very dominant jungler, still picked up right now, and Mithy might be getting his Annie again.
Or maybe Expeke, or maybe Soas is going to surprise us with an Annie top. Let's be honest, fire counters ice, so it's, I don't know.
That's a very good point. Well, that's at least how it works in Pokemon, but I don't know if the same rules apply in League of Legends.
Ooh, but talking about Pokemon, we do have Kalista, the Pokemon master, who's going to link herself with another one. I don't think it's Lulu. Did you see the queue? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I need help. But still, Lulu is locked in as well. We might see Lulu in the bot lane as a support champion. But still, she can go to the mid lane. It's
or the top
not
lane.
The same Lulu. Or the top lane. They are confusing us.
Yeah, so we've got two flex pick already for Dignitas EU. So yeah, Lulu, it might go to support role because you can kind of do the same thing with Lulu as you could with Annie, where you just like throw in the Lulu and then you get like a multiple man knockup when Lulu ults herself. But instead you don't have a teddy bear doing that, but you actually use yourself as that extra CC, etc, etc. So might be go to the middle lane as well. We all have to see. LeBlanc is banned, of course, so Lulu will not be that counter to LeBlanc that we see every now and then. Niels might be going for the Corki, and so far he has been picking all these different types of AD carries, so I really wonder how he will be doing on that Corki pick. And Maokai locked in right now, and I would assume that will go to the top lane. So Soas is going to play a more of a generic top lane.
And take a quick look. Origen brought themselves 3 guys that can deal magical damage and didn't lock in the Xerath. So that's one of the other picks that Expeke can bring, and he almost got it on the last rotation in terms of picks. And Senkas might take that one into the mid lane, try to steal the Xerath away from Expeke. But since we have 3-man composition in terms of magical damage, Expeke can bring the Zed. Zed has been coming back into the meta slowly but steady.
Zed is banned.
Not the usual. Oh,
Zed is banned.
Let's not talk about that one, but still, Jace is open.
Yeah, Jace might be a possibility to counter that Xerath. Of course, we see Kyle in the NA Challenger series pick that champion up quite often. But something we have not touched yet, Voidal is now in the lineup of Dignitas EU, so he's coming in new as the support. No more Titan, at least in this game, or at least this week. So we will see how Voidal will be performing. Of course, he had a great time when he replaced Edward on Gambit Gaming, as well his time for NIP and H2K Gaming. So now he joins in with Dignitas EU, and it will be the Xerath and the Jace lock-in. So we know that it is going to be the Lulu support. So really have to keep an eye out for Voidal. How is he going to play the Lulu? It's not really the support champion that we would play that often, so I'm definitely keeping an eye out for him, how well he does on that. Now, last pick, the only thing we are missing is either a support or a mid laner, and will they actually go for the double AD?
It makes a lot of sense. Corki is so magical based, and Ezreal will bring that up just a little bit, since we have a lot of magical damage on Origen side. The double Aegis could mean trouble for Origen if they go for the usual AP in the mid lane, and there we go. I expect this to be an AD Ezreal. I think we had enough of AP Ezreal this season, and there we go. I expect it will take that alongside with the EU.
Yeah, it might also still be that double AD composition where you will go the double Trinity Force on these champions and just force turrets in the mid game, because Corki and Ezreal both have that very strong mid game power spike when they hit that Trinity Force. And you can just easily force turrets, dragons and other objectives with it, so we might see that coming too. And Ezreal in general is a pretty good pick against South. He does have that arcane shift, he can dodge out of that arcanal pulse as well for dealing a lot of damage in return. And he's not that great of a setup for ganks where Amazing can come in, but since Xerath is a very immobile champion anyway, Amazing can just easily tunnel in, knock him up and just follow up with a lot of damage. But now Broken Shard playing the Jarvan, I think he will be mainly focused to actually get these counter ganks going, and I hear a lot of these Windows error messages, so it's going to be about the jungle pressure again. I think top lane will be more of this island thing again, where they will just be sitting in the top lane farming and see whether one gets the better TP plays or not. But yeah, definitely bottom lane and mid lane will have the heavy focus from the junglers.
It's the action-packed game. As we try to jump into the game, we are on the loading screen, guys. We don't have those 3 minutes of delay. They are kind enough to
thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, this can also be a little bit shorter in my opinion as well. I don't know why this big delay is in it, but
can you listen?
Yeah, I can already hear the Summoner's Rift going, so I think, yep, there are the players spawning. But now we now we just need the, there we go. There's the Summoner's
there we go,
Rift.
guys. Dignitas EU versus Origen on the red side. Let's see who gets the game, who gets the win on this first round. Today we'll be seeing Origens versus Dignitas EU as well, but let's see who wins this one first, shall we, guys?
Yeah, so both teams are now going towards the river. I would expect that everyone will be going for that level 1 vision. Of course, you want to know if there are invades happening, where the laners are going. Is it going to be 2v1 lane swap? Where's the enemy jungler starting? This is all viable information you need to know early on.
And Miffy already has the stun, and they are going to invade Origen again, going in the early aggression. We talked about this previously on the last week. They always go into the enemy jungle and try to get the vision, try to get as much information as possible, as Miffy is going to auto-attack Wonderware, but no problem there. The turret is shielding him. This is cheating. He's cheating.
Well, at least he gets a little bit of gold with the Spell Thief's Edge, so he gets that gold going for himself. They already have the gold advantage by 30 gold, maybe, something like that at least. So,
Origen winning.
Origen in the lead right now. They're unstoppable. Oh, it is actually interesting to see that Origen is one of the only teams that really force the very deep vision in order to get information on if there's a 2v1 lane swap, yes or no, with these wards very deep in the top lane. But at least there's going to be Dignitas EU responding with that vision as well, and looking at it, it's going to be the 2v1 lane swap initiated by Origen.
And they have been mostly going for that lane swap, and now Lissandra is forced to go back on the bot lane. We do see Dignitas EU making the Crocs to try and get to level 2, so they can hold the lane as well, as Maokai is on the jungle doing the raptor, so he may join Amazing, or he may teleport away.
Yeah, so again, we are on the patch 5.4, so Jarvan has been nerfed a little bit. He doesn't have that passive armor anymore from his flag. Now, actually, before I dive into that, I see Soath and Amazing going for this gank in the mid lane.
This could be the first blood of the flashes being forced. His triple flash in the mid lane. Wonder where he's going to approach his broken shard. Is that as well? The knock-up as well. They are going to focus Soath. Will the tree fall down? And there we go. First blood for Wonderware. Now what can he do about this one? This is double for one only. Broken shard falls into the ground. But Amazing as well. Voidy in the mid lane trying to push Ezreal away. And he's doing a heck of a job.
And Voidal coming up big time here just because he came back to this mid lane, or not came back, but actually roamed to this mid lane. They were able to win that fight as well. Yes, they were in a good position in this 3v3, but Voidal just being the icing on the cake. X-Pack dropping so low. Do they follow up the glacial path? No, they will not. But Voidal is walking around, so maybe he can get a snipe off with his glitter lance. He's definitely looking for it, but there Soaz as well.
Soaz is there, is going to lock him up, but there's no way they are going to kill him. Another shot dodged by X-Pack, while Centux received 2 turret shots. This is an early aggressive game by both teams.
Oh, and that's the pause. Well, what will it be? Man, Challenger Series without pauses. They don't exist. They just don't exist. But anyway, now that the junglers have shown their aggression already so early on in the game, they already went back, got their jungle item upgrades. We see the Avengers Trailblazer for broken shots, which makes sense because Jarvan is a bit squishier now in the jungle with that nerf on the flag. Right, he doesn't gain that bonus armor anymore. So the sustain that he gets from Avengers Trailblazer will be key in order to get the efficient clearing going, as well for being healthy enough to gank. And Amazing actually went for the Skirmisher Saber already, so he's definitely looking to get a bit more damage down with his damage over time, the true damage over time you get from the smite, as well reducing the damage of the one that he smites in order to stay alive a little bit longer when he dives a carry.
So Miffy is coming back, and talking about those jungle items, we are on the patch you told us, and there's no way the junglers are coming back to swap it, because now it costs a lot of gold. Well, it's 225, but in the early game as a jungler you don't have that gold to spare, so when you choose your jungle item you're going to stick with it.
Yeah, like you said, it is a little bit harder for junglers because their gold income early on is not that great, as well for the XP that they get. It is really hard for junglers to actually gain up those levels and get that gold going, so you just need to stick with the jungle upgrade you get now. But yeah, already all this aggression in the mid lane, I wonder if this aggression is going to continue towards this mid lane, because you definitely want to have as much pressure on the Ezreal as possible, just to deny the tier stacks as long as possible as well. Plus, you give Xanxus that free card towards the mid to late game, where he can get strong, where he can clear waves for days, and I say as well a lot actually. So and at least do a bit more damage too to the backline to actually make up for that range that Origen has.
And I believe Dignitas EU will be going for the blue buff. I don't see Amazing contesting this one. We have 4 members of Dignitas EU available near the blue buff to contest that one, and Amazing is on the top line. Nils wasn't involved in any of this so far. Annie is rotating to the top lane as well, so the blue buff will go for Dignitas EU, and it's interesting to see if they will clear the blue buff or if they will leave that little minion without a family.
Yeah, and if they go for this blue buff, is Amazing actually going to go for the same invade on the enemy blue buff as well? So will it just be like a mirror steal? But what can get Dignitas EU more out of this? Can they rotate to a different lane again, because they are moving as a multiple man force? I don't think they will be doing Dragon, because they're only level 2 and it's very early on, it's only 3 minutes in and 33 seconds. So I don't think they will be going for the Dragon after the blue buff, but I don't know, maybe they will be pushing the bottom lane as well. Really wonder where they will be rotating to after they got this blue buff.
I'm expecting the Dragon, to be honest. We have Broken Shard on the jungle, mate. It doesn't fear any buff or Dragon or anything in the jungle whatsoever. He doesn't care. Even if he's at 10 HP, he's going for the blue buff.
Yeah, true, but then they do need the Callista Rend in order to get a bit more damage in onto the Dragon. So if they want to do the Dragon, if they really want to do that Dragon so early on, they do need that Callista into towards the Dragon Pit as well, or otherwise it's going to be very, very close. And finally, the resume comes in, and we're back into the game.
There we go. The blue buff will be going on as Maokai is in the jungle trying to get the Spooky, but Solas will only secure that ward, and that pink ward will fall as well. I believe Dignitas can secure that pink ward on the bush, and Broken Shard securing the blue buff. Level 3, and let's see if they are going for something. No, the crab takes the fight.
Yeah, they want some crab meat, and now we see that Amazing is going for the enemy blue buff as well. So this is going to be a mirror steal, so this is a good move from Origen as well. But now, are they going to repeat the mid lane gank, yes or no? It is all the way pushed for Xanxus, so he has to overextend a little, but he actually decides to go back to prevent that dangerous position he would be in. And Amazing just chilling a little bit more in the enemy jungle, getting a bit more farm, taking the Grom down, but he will have a meetup with Wonderware. Do they decide to go for this engage? So is there too.
Wonderware is turned by Amy. They will try to lock in with the Q, but there we go. The Queen will run away. 2 broken shards, arms, while the entire team of Origen are on the top lane. And meanwhile, Kalista farming on the bot lane. You don't want to give Kalista that much farm.
Yeah, but neither do you want to have Corki all that free farm as well, because if you can hit that mid-game power spike with Corki, you can force so many turrets, especially. On top of that, having an Azrael that can go for the same item route, and even force the turrets harder than you already did. So I think it is going to be Origen really pushing towards this mid-game and just get as many turrets as possible.
A lot of minions will be secured on towards Wonderware. Finally returns into the line, finally gets some experience. Since this game so far has been roaming so much, they don't want to stick in the lines, they want to find how much treasures they can find on the jungle.
Oh, it's also nice to see that Dignitas EU can actually answer all these rotations, roamings, and 2v1 lane swaps, because normally we see these challenger teams really lacking in the experience in the 2v1 lane swap. And I think Voidal might be like an important factor there too, since he has LCS experience as well for having a lot of experience in general with teams. But so far they came on top on this 2v1 so far. They are heading gold, they are 1 kill up, it's 2-1 in kills. As well, they have a lot of pressure overall in these lanes.
And I believe Dignitas EU are the only team so far in the Challenger Series EU that are able to respond to Origen's shenanigans in the early game. They were able to respond it so quickly and coming on top of it that it's going to make this game really interesting.
I would have actually not been surprised if Wonderware went for that follow-up on the Glacial Path. They had the minion advantage there, but of course it's hard to out-DPS a Corki once he hits that Phosphor Bomb. Now Amazing also been spotted out by a Trinket Ward, so maybe we go to see Broken Shard towards his bottom lane and try to get a gank off on SOAS.
Maokai is in a position that he doesn't want to. And there we go, SOAS will get locked down by the knockup. Kobe will get some grand stacks, but it's not going to be enough, and SOAS will run away. Broken Shard getting really low, talking about low. Wonderman is forced and stunned away, while the Frozen isn't enough, and Miffy takes the kill. Now Vital is the one in danger, because Amazing is going to the top lane. The knockup is available, and there we go, Lolo, you are going up, and you are going down for Niels.
So Amazing still stuck around, and that made them able to get this second kill in this top lane. This is going to be huge for Niels. He has a kill, he has a lot of farm, he is winning in farm compared to Kobe. So he will be hitting that mid-game power spike even sooner than he already would. This can be scary for Dignitas EU if they don't keep the pressure on. Amazing, still farming the enemy jungle. He really likes to do that on the Rek'Sai pick whenever he took kills, whenever he got that pressure down. So we also saw Wonderware teleporting back towards the top lane in order to respond a little bit to that Amazing invade again. But now she'll still be farming up as well. And look at that gold difference between the top laners, or at least the solo laners that would normally be in the top lane. 34-9, so SOAS is really far behind when it comes to gold.
Lissandra now will take a lot of pressure against SOAS. SOAS went for the double claw farmer, so he's trying to get that Warden's Mail, so he won't get that catalyst. He won't be able to regen himself.
Yeah, and also he actually went for the double cloth armor because he was facing the Kalista, yeah. But now he went for the matchup against Alessandro. He has no magic resist in this matchup or whatsoever. He doesn't have health, neither does he have that mana, like you said, that would come from the catalyst. But unfortunately, wow, they really need to fix this. these game sounds, in-game
You
game
need to know.
Yeah, I know, but it is so imbalanced. I just can't help it. That's just a minor thing, but Dragon actually being initiated by Origen.
And I don't see Dignitas EU responding into this one. They do have the crab there, so they have the vision. Broken Shard is approaching the Dragon. They might see it contested by him. May fancy it? No, he's going to give him. There we go. First Dragon for Origen.
Yeah, so they take that one. They do get that increase on the ability power and attack damage. Early game will not do as much, but at least they secure that first stack already, so they can only get more and more stacks later on into the game if they can keep up that pressure towards the mid game. Broken Shots paying a visit in this bottom lane, sweeps out a ward, and look at this vision actually from Dignitas EU in this bot lane around the river as well, so they have pretty much everything covered. But the only place that isn't warded is that second rush. So will they get the spots? Oh, there comes the Sentinel. Will be spawning out. Amazing, I think. Didn't pop onto him, so maybe they didn't see it.
Yeah, but he thinks they saw him. So he's going to back off and he's going for the frog again, the grub. He's grumpy as well because he wanted to gank and he's not able to do it. So
oh man,
grumpy versus grab.
Always picking on me, man. Why you do these? Why you do these? Yeah, Amazing really likes that Grump for some reason. Every time he goes towards the enemy jungle, he always takes that Grump, and now he's also picking on his own Grump in his own jungle.
He's picking on everyone.
Oh.
Nice.
What a bully. What a bully.
By the way, I thought Kobe gave up as a professional player, but I believe he came back now. I'm joking. I'm joking. I had to say this one. And there we go.
Bad joke. Bad joke.
Damn it.
Yeah, so Amazing. He is not afraid for counter jungling. He's definitely not afraid for counter jungling. As well, he finds himself a pink ward, but there... Wait, did Soas just cancel that Frozen Tomb?
Yeah. With a twist.
Wow.
That was brilliant.
Wow, that timing couldn't have been better for him.
Was it planned?
I'm just flabbergasted. I don't know if it was planned, but I'm just flabbergasted.
Yeah, it was planned. Let's say it was.
Yeah, Soas, he is a really good top laner, and I wouldn't be surprised if he would be able to pull such a thing off.
Oh, but he's only got a bot lane. Kobe will get the Timbers on towards him. He's going to get the growth as well. And now the focus is Voidal. Well, they are forced to run away, and Niels is going back into his own farming. That Sheen making some trouble on the bot lane. Yeah,
it allows him a lot of burst. Broken Shard just barely escaped with his flag and drag over back towards the wall, but looks like Amazing is not quite done yet with him burrowing under the ground. Just trying to get some poke down, but now he's like, I'm not quite sure if I still want to stick around. But yeah, the Sheen gives such an amazing burst to Niels if he can land that Phosphor Bomb. Just because it gives AP, it will also increase the damage on Phosphor Bomb, as well having an empowered auto attack that you can put on top of it. So it's just like an instant burst with that Phosphor Bomb and your auto attack, and you can just bully out your opponent really, really easily like this. However, they had to stun lock someone down. They even went for the Tibbers for that because, you know, Kobe, he's the Kalista and he can pretty much hop out of everything.
That AD carry is amazing and as well is annoying, so I believe Riot hit the mark with Kalista, let's be honest.
Oh man, it's always so annoying when I'm facing Kalista. It's like, just let me land my skills.
Stop,
God,
stop.
Freaking.
I love it. The guy who made Kalista must have been, well, we need something really good but so annoying. We gotta make someone jump.
Yeah, we just need someone that can hop continuously no matter what.
So vision control on the mid lane, as Voidal is going to assist on that one. He's been roaming so much, but he has been keeping up with the experience, as you were talking about. It's really good to see these supports roaming so much through the map and be able to secure some experience. The top lane Solas throwing that little guy, and WonderRed is forced to use the claw wave.
Yeah, WonderRed is playing really defensively in this top lane. Now Void Rush again goes towards that top lane. They know there is no ward around this top lane as well. Oh, actually, it's just going to be go back to his red buff. Never mind. I thought like, oh, he's gonna use it aggressively because like scream and climactic, but it's like, oh no, it's going back to its farm.
That ultimate is a passive that it scares your opponents because you never know where it goes. So
Mind
10%
games.
scare station. And again, Sola's getting those arrests constantly. In Broken Shard is fencing on the top lane. As we go on the red, he's going to initiate it. Solas this time is not able to dodge the ultimate. Broken Shard doesn't connect to Dragon Flash, but Solas double down to Broken Shard. And Kobe on the bot lane receiving a ton of damage. And there we go, the airplane is going to crash Kobe.
Amazing is there for the moral support as well. It's like, yeah guys, you got it. Hey, woo. Okay, let's now just get this turret, okay? So first turret, never mind, first turret will be going towards Dignitas in this top lane, but it is Origen being able to respond that with this turret in his bottom lane. Are they going for the inner turret actually? They have a huge creep wave as well as Sheen, or actually Trinity Force. It's already finished in the Trinity Force, so they can push this turret so hard, and they take 2 turrets for 1. So it will be in time in this top lane to defend the turret.
And Ludo was going there to throw some glitter lance, but the turret is secured and she needs to run away because Amazing knows that she's alone.
Yeah, I do know, but they don't have a lot of vision in this enemy jungle. Maybe that will be the next target to actually get that, since the 2 turrets in the bottom lane went down. Or they might go for this mid outer first before they go really aggressive in this enemy jungle. Now Dragon, it's roaring, it's ready to go back into the rift. And he's willing to fight, even though I think he will not have that much of a pleasant time.
And I believe this could be pleasant for Dignitas because they had the vision of Corki going back. Amazing needs to go back as well, but the voice rush is available, so we'll be listening to the scream in just about a few seconds, but he's going to stick around. Niels and Miffy are there to teleport fast, Solas is approaching when they're ready to focus on attention. And there we go. Broken Shard will lock down the support, but Niels is doing wonder on the other side. 4 versus 1, he's not afraid that Corki, oh my goodness, just facing the entire team of Dignitas DEU and forcing them away with a kill. Well, it was a support for the AD carry. Broken Shard will try to seal it, but not being able to. The 1 shot, 3 shot, but Amazing goes down into the amazing last shot by Senkax.
Wow, so in the end they still went 2 for 2, but the Dragon does go to... Sorry, I have a... Oh, sorry, I had a burp stuck in my stomach, so I had to get rid of that first. So in the end it was a 2 for 2, but the Dragon did go to Origen, so second Dragon sack for them. They will have increased damage onto turrets and buildings, so that will amplify the power that they have in this mid game. They have the Trinity Force, and yes, Niels is able to go for that really aggressive move on a 1v4, just because he has that Trinity Force. He is strong as well for having that as a Sorcerer's Shoes, dealing additional damage with the penetration on the missile barrages and the phosphor bombs. And now it's the time for Origen to actually force these turrets down. I expect them to actually go towards the mid lane soon, try and get that mid outer turret, and then take over the enemy jungle and keep pressuring from then on.
That buff from the Dragon could come in at a better time. It's the mid game. We have the Trinity Force completed for Corki, the Sorcerer's Susan, Expecke already finishing. This is going to be the blue as well, and the blue buff is on head as well. So we're going to see that annoying slow by Ezreal, the Iceborne Gauntlets, and the mid turret will be in danger, but they're going to rotate it to the top lane. They know they are trying to defend the mid lane, so Expecke is going to deal with them. No problem, he has the blue buff, and the top turret will receive the pain.
Yeah, so Expecke is putting more towards a utility-based Ezreal where you go for the Iceborne Gauntlet. Don't get me wrong, it still does quite some damage, but they do want the kite potential they can get with the spamming of the Mystic Shots, applying a slow, and just trust on Niels to deal all the damage of the team. So if you went for the double Trinity Force, they would be completely wrecking turrets, but they also want that late-game power spike with the blue Ezreal. So I think this might be a smart pickup, because overall I'm more of a fan of the blue Ezreal. Oh, there goes the summon to Broken Shard.
Going so far ahead, he's going to get the wild growth, but it's not enough because Expecke will lock down the kill. Now they are forced to run away because this is 6 versus 4. 1 shot, 2 shots, and the first shot doesn't connect to Miffy. He's going to survive with just a nick of HP. And now 6 versus 4 because Tibbers is someone.
I'm also actually surprised that Expecke went for the Glacial Shroud first. before he went for the Sheen. So now he's kind of giving away already that he's going for the blue airs. But I guess he wants a bit more armor and cooldown reduction so he can spam his Mystic Shot first. Because also he has a blue buff, so he also gains a 10% cooldown reduction from that blue buff too. So in total already has 20 plus 15 from the Lucidity boots. So he's already sitting on 35% cooldown reduction right now.
So it's 40 with the summoners.
If he got that mastery that gives him plus 5 cooldown reduction as well, then yes, he is sitting on the 40% cooldown reduction.
However, Senkos is able to stall the game with that Xerath. That's the amazing power of Xerath, to stall the waves, because he can clear them with 2 shots. There's no problem about that. Now that he bought the charge board alongside with the Morellonomicon, we're talking about that one. Lissandra already has one as well on the top lane, so healing will be reduced in the mid-late game by a lot of Dignitas. Everyone will stack that.
Goes towards the dragon area, but I'm not quite sure what he's planning. He might be taking the crab out of this one in order to secure some vision in this river. And yeah, to double Morellonomicon for Dignitas EU, it's mainly for that Maokai pick, just because he heals a lot with his sap magic, and of course in team fights you're continuously throwing out spells, so that sap magic will just stack up all the time, and pretty much every time a Maokai auto attacks in a team fight, you will just get healed up. So having a double Morellonomicon in order to secure that Grievous wounds is quite important to have as well. Tanks' bit of cooldown reduction and a lot of flat AP will help him to just spam his Arcanal pulls and just clear waves with A's.
And that's the beautiful part between Maokai and Corki. You can spam through the team fight with those missiles, and you are able to auto attack every single time with that heal, and having Ezreal doesn't hurt a lot. So Maokai should go for attack speed in the team fight and just attack everyone receiving a lot of HP. But Morellonomicon will try to counter that one. It's a shot damage, leaving Senkos really low, so I don't think he will be able to defend anymore in this mid lane. He's forced to go back. The entire team of Dignitas EU are there to try and stall, while Senkos is not coming back. He may go for the Revenant's death cap, and there we go, Revenant's death cap completed at the 21-minute mark. While Origen are still trying to secure the turrets. Every single member of Dignitas EU are trying to stop him. As we can see the camera going non-stop, one side to the other. And the turret is still alive.
You gotta love directed camera, but yeah, Expected now so annoying now that he's picked up his Iceborne Gauntlet, just slowing all the time as well for having very strong Mystic shots. But yeah, like I said, Rabadon's death cap picked up 4 Xanxes right now, so his poke is going to be really annoying as well. And as right off the arcane, once he gets the opportunity to snipe someone down, he can drop them very, very low and even get a couple kills out of that.
Expected is dealing some damage with those Mystic shots. Even Senkos returning to the line and already receiving some damage, but now it's no more time for the mid lane. We now see the dragon respawning. This would be the 3rd dragon for Origen, or maybe the first one for Dignitas EU.
I'm also wondering if Xanxes would actually skip on his tier 2 boots and just straight go for the Void Staff in order to get the flat amount of AP, as well have the Ignorance on the Magic Resist. Now they do take the Dragon and they also get the Engage onto Broken Shot. Can they actually get more out of this? Soaz looking so low, he doesn't have a lot of MR, just only from his Spectre's Cowl, and he definitely needs more MR in this case.
Yeah, he's going back and thinking, well, this didn't go as I planned. Oh my goodness, I got busy. So he received the bad parts of the deal, while Origen are trying to secure the mid lane. However, and there we go, Expected will finally get that mid turret, and that's the power of Blue Ezreal, just poking non-stop and slowing everyone, allowing Corki to actually connect these missiles when you are slowed. It's an easier target, and are able to push Dignitas EU away from the 3rd turret, well, the 3rd outer turret, because the bot lane T2 turret has already been destroyed, so 4 turrets from 1.
Xanxes has so much damage right now. You couldn't really see it that well, but Expected got chunked down by quite a bit with just 1 Arcanal pulse. It was full health there, and again, you couldn't really see it, unfortunately. I would really love to see that, but his Arcanal pulses are going to hurt right now, and I think if he lands a stun on someone, I think he should be capable of just dropping someone from 100 to 0 instantly.
You don't have any sort of magic resistance to fight that setup, so one stun is one kill in my opinion as well. We might see some AH being completed on either side of the team. On the Nation side we have a lot of magical damage, on Dignitas DEU side we also have a lot of magical damage, so no one is going for that AHs.
One stun, one game, one mission. So I just had to think, I just thought about that way you said like one stun is one kill in my opinion. It's like one stun, game, one kill.
I thought you said
match.
stone. So I was really confused. Stone?
Wait, what did you say? One stun?
I thought you said stone. So one stone. And what?
Stone?
Yeah, what?
Stone. There's no Malphite in this game, so no, that's not really the case, is it? Oh wow, that poke on Xanxus.
Missile as well, Wonderwear going really low. He's forced to use the claw away. While Amazing is approaching that fight, they may try to go for the team to try, but they know they are low. They know they lost 2 magical persons, and there's another mystical shot. There we go, the slow is going to allow Parky to connect the missile.
And Muramana hurting like... what comparison should I make? Hurting like stone maybe, now that we have been talking about this stone. Yeah, like Muramana now finished onto an Azrael, so his Qs will be even stronger than they were already. And like you saw before, there was just 2 persons, like the AD carry and the mid laner, that just did all that work against 4 people. That's going to be hella scary.
Oh, your goodness, this Broken Shadow is locked in. And have you seen my pair Tibbers? Is Annie saying, well, they secured the tier 2 turret as well, 5th turret of the game, and Origen always playing with that bomb composition, but there we go, the ultimate is not going to secure any single shot. Well, you do kill someone, but you gotta land those shots.
Yeah, so far Dignitas EU, they have hard engage, and of course hard engage is a good counter to poke, but they don't really seem to be able to pull it off quite well now that there also is a blue Azrael on the opponent's side. Just that continuous slow, kind of ruining their day, trying to get these hard engages off. Plus, they are not really in that tanky state quite yet, where they can just like soak up all that damage, don't really care about it, and just still get the hard engage off. But this is going to be hard because you've got 2 main damage dealers that are a very big threat on the enemy team.
I believe Amazing is thinking, should I go AP as well? Should I go for the more comp? I don't
wow, this, maybe more siege will do the trick.
Yeah.
You know what? It's like, you know what? AP Rexa used to be a thing. Maybe that still works. Nah, I don't actually think he will be going for that. He's just going for that full tank route. He just needs to be that front line together with SOAS in order for Expeke and Niels to do all the work. I mean, you see the damage they can put out, right? Why would you need more damage?
But they are not allowed to. Look at this, Expeke and Niels doing the work with that bomb composition. It's amazing. It's completely impossible to try and engage unless you have some sort of magic resistance. Well, an Aegis or something like that. And talking about that one, Miffy already got his Aegis.
Yeah, and also Bloodthirster on top of the 24s for Niels, so not really only get more damage, he will also gain a shield. May he find himself in a position where he does get that Frozen Tomb onto him, or just that hard engage in general, lifesteal as well, so he will be able to brawl, and just that flat amount of damage will give him a good amount of poke on the missing person. Now, Amazing might be called in a bad position. Oh, never mind. Like, apparently they don't want to go for the risk. I thought, well, that could have been an engage there actually, but apparently they are not going for that.
Testing, they were just testing how they could deal with Amazing. Well, it's 20% of HP. Broken Shard will secure the Raptors, so he's going to have the vision. And he's not finding the ward. He does have the Raptor buff, but he's not finding the ward. It's right in front of him, so. But oh, Expeke going all in. Maybe Wonderwear can do something out of this. Expeke is going to run away from the creep. There we go, Broken Shard will try to engage while Wonderwear is frozen with the Zonias. He's trying to run away, but Soas is not allowing to. Soas going really low as well. The Archarom pulse is not enough. The heal will keep Soas alive. And how did Expeke run away from the frozen top, by the way?
Cleanse. Cleanse is the...
Oh, Cleanse, of course, block heal. Oh, by the way, Sinkus!
Oh my god!
He's up there. Another one. Kobe's getting caught by the true shot. Paris is really low. Amazing doesn't have the AP drag size, so he's not going to lock down the kill. Dragon, this will be the 4th Dragon before Origen, because no one in Dignitas DEU is able to fight that one. And there we go, 4th Dragon. This is the red alert for Dignitas.
Yeah, Xanxus cannot really play that role of a frontline. Yes, he wanted to go forward in order to get poked down, but it like left him completely open to get engaged on by Mithy. He got the stun, and then it was just like a simple matter of Xpeke and Niels just doing damage. Maybe it was even just Niels, because his damage is through the roof. He even adds... Okay, never mind. He refunded his BF sword. I was about to say he even adds the BF sword on top of his Bloodthirst and Trinity Force, but he goes for the quick Silver Sash in order to have the same effect as that cleanse. And yeah, we didn't really touch on the summoner spells, but yeah, Xpeke having cleanse is just so important. He can get out of his stun from Xerath, he can get out of the Frozen Tomb from the Sandra, so he cannot get caught in a very terrible position, because he does have that arcane shift. He can easily escape out of these situations as long as he can just get out of a stun.
I got really confused there. I didn't saw the clean, so I suck, guys. Sorry about that. By the way, banner of command completed on Miffy. Senkos will flash away from Amazing. And I want to talk about this one because I've been telling everyone that when you got an AP support against magical damage team, since we are talking about Lissandra, Xerath and also Lulu, when you got an AP support, you can buy that banner of command since it gives you more stats for you. It's the only item that gives you HP, cooldown, and also AP as well. It gives you so many stats, and it's going for the banner of command, so you won't be able to delete that minion with spells. And he actually used it on a mid lane.
Yeah, so that will be pushing in, and on top of that, they are engaging the Baron. So banner of command and the Baron on the siege minion. Can you already imagine?
Teamers will stop the engage. They want to get to the Baron, but they are not allowed as well. Miffy going really low, and they will try to shot the Baron. The first shot is not going to secure it. Amazing security as we see Righteous Glory being popped up. And Semkus popped out. Wonder Red is going all in. Expecting really low, but he survives this one. Broken Shard will try to lock them in the arena while Kobe is trying to auto attack, but that Kalista is not dealing as much damage as he wants to, because Xpeke and Niels are monsters at this time. And talking about monsters, the machine gun is used and the 2-shot damage, but oh, Dina's call. Come to me, Lulu. She survives this one, but Origen looking terrifying.
Yeah, they are really looking terrifying. They got the Baron as well, and every time it is just Mithy going down in these team fights. It's just a support, and he still leave up Niels and Xpeke, but I do have to say Origen is just doing such a well job peeling for both Niels and Xpeke, and they're just almost uncatchable. It's unbelievable. Now with the quick Silver Sash and the cleanse, it's just really hard to lock those two targets down. And yeah, now that they've got Baron, I would expect them to just like, force a turret. They can easily go siege and inhibit the turret, and if not, they can just poke someone down from Dignitas EU and still get the turret.
They have a lot of vision on the top lane. Origen have a lot of vision on the top lane. They have that entire jungle controlled by wards. I was expecting them to go into the top lane and try to secure the top lane, since the next objective is the dragon, of course. They will secure the 5th dragon of the game. So if you are able to secure the top lane inhibitor, that would be the perfect plan.
Yeah, that would be the case. However, it can also still be just that buffer that where the top lane is just pushed out, that someone is forced from Dignitas EU to go top lane and just force that 5v4. Like you see now, Wonderware had to go top lane, and it allows Origen to get more vision in this bottom side enemy jungle. And Banner of Command on top of a siege minion with the Baron buff. That's hella scary. He deals more damage and you cannot kill it.
Oh, Broken Shard, there's enough of this. He's going to try and engage. This might be the last fight because Broken Shard has been fallen, and now they want to do something, and Wonderware is dead as well. But the lockdown by Timbers is going to allow the 2-shot damage to come in, and Kobe will fall down into a double kill for Amazing. Vidal going really low while Niels popping up the machine gun. He's not going to get that last kill. Xpeke is still trying to secure the kill on Senkos. Well, trying. Well, that's not the right word because he secured that. and the Siege Minion with a Banner of Command is going to attack the Nexus turret. The first one goes down, the second one will fall down as well, and the Nexus is exposed and is going down really fast, and Origen securing yet another game.
Yeah, so they take away the first game of week 3. And I really wonder if Dignitas EU has something up their sleeves in order to respond to this. Maybe today, because today is day 2 as well. Maybe they need a better pick and ban phase, because at least they just need a form of harder engage against such a high siege composition, and they just couldn't pull it off because they had the cleanse and they had also a Quicksilver Sash at one point, and it's just very well executed by Origen. I do have to say, Dignitas EU did very well on the 2v1 lane swap. They responded really well, and they also got that lead early on in the mid lane.
So guys, this was the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Well, if you did, try to look us up on the links below. So my name is Archarom, and Jivas was a color caster. See you guys.
See you in the next one.